Today is April 24th. This is The View with Catherine Chang. Today's topic is Taiwan will not lock down and U.S. lockdown rumor. First, Taiwan will not lock down. I want to make it clear in the show today, Taiwan will not lock down. This is very important. If I say this in a Taiwanese way, when Taiwanese people, we want to emphasize something that is very important, and we will repeat 3 times. So let me repeat. Taiwan will not lock down. Taiwan will not lock down. And Taiwan will not lock down. Taiwan is doing great in the battle against coronavirus. And currently, excluding the special cases of the Panxi Fast Combo support ship, Taiwan has no domestic cases for 12 consecutive days. And up to April the 24th, Taiwan has 428 confirmed cases, 264 recovered, and 6 deaths. Taiwan's performance amazed the world. And why am I emphasizing the fact that Taiwan will not lock down? Because of Kaohsiung's mayor, Han Kuo-yu. He represented KMT during the presidential elections and was defeated by President Tsai Ing-wen. On April 22nd, he proposed to perform a drill in May. And this really aroused a huge controversy. Some people even suspect that Han Kuo-yu is pushing for the drill because he wants to bring up the issue of lockdown. Well, some people accuse his action is related to China. However, he denied it today, and he said he never want to lock down Taiwan or Kaohsiung. And he said he never want to do that, but it's just a drill. But what I mean is, if you don't want to do that, what kind of drill you're going to do? What kind of drill is that? Han Kuo-yu and the league we call Kaohsiung Civil Precaution League held a press conference and announced the drill. And around 6 out of 9 members of the league once launched a petition on January 31st asking Taiwan to work with China, Hong Kong, Macau for fighting coronavirus. Even though Taiwan has banned the export of masks on January 24th, they still insist of sending the masks to China. So legislator Wang Dingyu criticized this to be red, communist, and against Taiwan. Second, also to the U.S. lockdown. Now, about the rumor, I want to talk about an article on the New York Times reported on April 22nd. That the alarming message came fast and furious in mid-March, popping up on the cell phone screens and social media feeds of millions of Americans and spread the message. And the Trump administration also talked about it, and they think that there's no lockdown because in the message, they say that Trump will lock down the whole country. According to 6 American officials, Chinese intelligence agents might help. White House National Security Council even issued an announcement on Twitter saying that this message were totally fake. We can see this. This is the Chinese agents helping spread messages that sowed virus panic in U.S. Well, this is from the New York Times. It said about it. But actually, I want to talk about that. Except for this, I also want to say this is a conclusion. Lockdown is very painful, and it is the last strategy for the whole thing to do when you don't have any other choice. But this cannot be a part of political manipulation because, just like the WHO Director General Tedros, he should face the pandemic without any political manipulations. What is really hilarious is how Taiwanese netizens really humorously made this meme, and they want to give those mayors that really wanted to talk about the drill a nickname. And the nickname is Toyotomi Hideyoshi. Feng Cheng Xiuji. Well, it's Japanese. It's hard for me. But Feng Cheng Xiuji is a very famous general, politician of the late Sengoku period, regard of the second great unifier of Japan. But he built Osaka, but he was later defeated by Tokoyama Ieyasu. Right? de.chen.jiakang. Well, the pronunciation of Feng Cheng Xiuji is the same in Mandarin. This word is Mandarin, Feng Cheng Xiuji. What does it mean? It means you want to lock down the city like a political show in a hurry. Well, I hope I can explain myself clear. So Taiwan is not locking down, and it is far, far, far away from lockdown. Here are the top stories. Today, we have one confirmed case. Let's take a look at the New York Times article. It wrote, coronavirus crisis offered Taiwan a chance to push back against China, saying Taiwan can really help, and the island is resisting China's effort to isolate the self-ruling democracy. And we say that the whole thing that officials in Taiwan are attempting to turn their success in battering the coronavirus at home into a geopolitical win. Taiwan is competing with China on pandemic aid diplomacy in defiance of Beijing's effort to isolate the self-ruled democratic island. And that is really claimed as its own. And we talk about this, and that Taiwan is promoting itself as a model of democracy, of try to undercut China's own campaign to use the crisis to tout the strength of its authoritarian system. American and European officials have praised Taiwan's donation for more than 10 million masks. Politicians, business leaders, and celebrities, including Bill Gates and Barbara Streisand, have hailed the island as explanatory in its fight against coronavirus. Taiwan's Vice-President Chen Chien-jen's opinion was also included in the article. Chen Chien-jen said that we have to fight for our participation, and the fight for the participation, and Taiwan had been left as an orphan because of China. Well, what he said about left us as an orphan, well, I really can agree with him more. This is so true. Chen Chien-jen said that no country can fight COVID-19 alone. The island wanted a chance to share our knowledge and experience and our technologies with other countries. MOFA also responds to the article it traded. Vice President Chen refused to shy away from the truth in the New York Times that Taiwan is a good global citizen, but has been left as an orphan because of China. And the reality is, no country can fight COVID-19 alone, and Taiwan can help. Who can isolate Taiwan? No one. Now, let's move to the letter written by 22 undersigned members of the European Parliament. And really, they call on European Union Vice President Borrell. And the title is COVID-19, WHO Cooperation, WHO Cooperation, Taiwan Letter to Vice President Borrell. I was saying that to WHO because you see, this is very important, and it's very sweet that they put a Taiwanese flag over here. And it's very touching to see them attaching it. And also, this list includes the 22 members who signed on this letter, and they all want to say Taiwan authorities has been extremely early in warning against the human-to-human transmission of the virus. Co-chairs of European Green Party also mentioned, and also he kind of started this letter, and the letter also said that it seems that the WHO did not immediately pick up that advice, which ended up causing times and lives. And also, they say that they understand members of the European Parliament. Therefore, call on you, Vice President Borrell, to proactively and engage with the EU's international partners to push energetically for a practice on the protocol, and that would allow Taiwan to be fully involved in WHO. And the U.S. Secretary of State Pompeo said on the interview with Fox that U.S. might never return to WHO. And he had said that the U.S. need to take a real hard look at the WHO. This is not the first time they really had the deal with the kind of strong comings of this organization that sit inside the UN. And then we need a fix. We need a kind of structure fix to the WHO. Well, it may be because that the United States can never return to be underwriting to kind of having U.S. tax dollars going to the WHO. And he thinks that they need to have really kind of even border change for that. And let's talk about this. What about this? This is the U.S. CDC, May 2020 covers 18th century Qing dynasty military rank baggage. You can see that, what is it? You can see that this is kind of a very special leopard standing on a small piece of light brown green tinge land a mist of here. This is the bed. Why do we have the bed here? And also here they say that this kind of bed is kind of a zoonotic reservoirs capable of transmitting viral pathogens that can cause kind of respiratory infections in humans. And talking about this, I would like to say that why do we say that bat put in here? In ancient China, we always have like talking about 蝙蝠 bat. It's like what we said Mandarin in 福气, that is fortune. So I think that is why they have it there. And also, I want to show you in Singapore, you know that Singaporean, they try to grab the bubble tea. You can see the Singaporean scramble to buy Taiwanese bubble tea. Why do they do that? Because, you know, their country are going to have a close for those kind of essential shops, including the bubble tea shop. So everybody go over there and buy it. I always say that seeing is believing. You can see how many order tickets on her both arms. This is very interesting, right? I know. I also like the bubble tea. This is Catherine Chang. That will be the view for today. You guys have a nice weekend. I will see you next Monday.